This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Brad Summers, who is the director of the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Good morning, Brad. How are you today?
Good morning.
Good to see you. And I love saying director of the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena because you have like what, about a month under your belt now?
Yeah, almost 2 months.
Wow.
Almost 2 months now. It's a little over 7 weeks, and it's been a great ride so far.
Good, and I know you'll do a wonderful job, and I know you're just completing some training.
Oh yes, we're completing we have a 1 week layoff where we close the club for staff development, and we're just getting over that right now. We'll be opening back up on September 3rd for the kids again after the Labor Day holiday. It's a great time for the staff to kind of get together, to mingle, to network, to get to know each other. We definitely have a lot of training to do because we have hired 2 new employees for the Boys and Girls Club. Carissa Kern, she has been hired to run the Youth Volunteer Corps program, which is based at the Boys and Girls Club and at the high school during the school year.
Okay.
And then we have Casey Beatty, who has been hired to run our mentoring program.
Okay.
I'm very excited to have both of them on board. They're bringing definitely a fresh new perspective to things, and they're very excited to get their feet wet and learn what the job entails.
Okay. Now, you just had your summer splash day. How did that go?
Oh, geez. We had 100 kids that were involved that came during the day. And it was a time for all the kids to kind of get outside. We had fun water games for them. We had a lot of really, really great prizes that we gave away through raffles. And we ended the day with a magician.
Ooh.
Virgil the magician came to kind of entertain the kids. He did a great job. The kids had a lot of fun with it. And the whole summer splash day was put on and was made possible because of the generous donation from Dr. Boehm here in town.
Yes, and he's a good community supporter, and we especially want to thank Dr. Boehm for making this day possible.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to do it without him. He made a very generous donation for us, and he's done it in the past as well. And he makes it possible for us to do fun things with the kids at the end of the year that the kids want to do as well.
Very good. And school supplies time.
Oh, geez. We've had a good amount of donations coming in for school supplies from individual donors here in the community, and we've also had a surplus of our own supplies that we have. So we're asking any parents that are out there that need help with school supplies for their kids, pencils, papers, notebooks, folders, erasers, you name it, we typically have it. We've been giving out a lot of care packages for youth that
wonderful.
Right before the break that we had, we gave a lot of those out. Backpacks, we've had a lot of backpack donations because of the generous people from this community.
Yay.
And they're providing for our kids, and in turn we get to give those kids the opportunity to have those supplies during school that maybe parents may not be able to afford. I mean, times are tough. So we really want to be able to make sure those kids have everything, all the resources they need to thrive in school.
And also we want to let people know that we keep a supply of clothing and shoes for members at the club who maybe are going through difficult times too. And we know how expensive it is to buy a pair of shoes.
Oh,
so if anyone out there has any good donations of good youth, I mean, the shoes should look like they're almost new. I mean, they should be good. Something that you would want to put on your feet and wear. Yeah,
we actually have quite a few right now.
Okay.
The shoes we have, they're gently used.
Okay.
We don't take anything that is out of the norm, I guess, which is ratty shoes that are ripping all over the place, anything like that. But we definitely take some for the kids. I mean, anything that we can provide for our members and for the community, we are up in arms to take in.
Okay. Now, you said you're going to be reopening on September 3rd, and you're going to be continuing your food program at that time.
Yep, we during the school year, we actually provide a supper at 4:30 each day for every single member and for anybody in the community ages 6 to 18 years old. It's a nutritious meal, usually a hot meal. Sometimes it's ham sandwiches, things like that. But we have pizza, we have a lot of different choices for the kids, and that's all catered from Good Things Catering out in Lachine. Charlene Doobie does a great job bringing the food in, and the food runs in conjunction with USDA laws. So everything is, you have to have an allotment of wheats and breads, grains, all that
Right.
stuff.
And you don't have to be a club member to actually enjoy that food.
You do not have to be a club member. Any kid that comes in at 4:30, we will serve them a hot supper to eat.
Okay, wonderful. And now, what are your hours going to be when you get open again?
Well, when we open back up on Tuesday, we'll be open from 2 until 6 Monday through Thursday, and then we're open from 2 until 5 o'clock on Fridays.
Okay, so no reason why people can't get there. Great programs, great staff. Kids can come in and they can do their own thing, or they can do organized things, homework help, all kinds of good things that go on there.
Yeah, it's great. We have a fully functional computer lab where the kids get on and can use the internet resources to do their homework. We have tutors that will be on site that will be helping the kids and providing them with homework help. We have a lot of resources that the kids can definitely utilize to hopefully help them in their schooling.
Right, in the gymnasium, if you have some steam to run off after school.
Jeez. Yeah, we definitely we get a lot of kids during the school year that just love to get there and just run around like crazy. One of the biggest programs that we run in the gym during the school year is our Triple Play Mileage Club, where kids actually run laps and run or walk laps, and they get club bucks, which is our incentive base for kids. And they get to take those club bucks and they can actually trade it in for prizes, for little incentives, things that they they want.
And we're going to talk about more things next segment, because we're going to actually do two today. But something that maybe people in the community just think, oh, wow, this sounds so wonderful, but we can't afford it. Most affordable thing going on in town.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. $6 a year for the Boys and Girls Club, $10 for a family. You could have 5 kids in your family, and it costs $10 for a full year.
And get to come after school, enjoy all these programs, get to have a nutritious meal at 4:30.
Yep.
All the programs, the computer lab, games, mentoring. Whew, too many.
And not to mention all the wonderful staff that
Yes.
really, really have a passion for the kids and really excited to work with them.
I always encourage people, if you just wonder about the club, because we don't allow people just to come in the door and wander around, but just stand outside on like I walk by there every day, and sometimes out on the sidewalk I can hear the laughter and the joy that goes on. I mean, it's just a heartwarming sound when you hear it. And like I said, so affordable, and every kid in town, there should be a waiting list for kids to get in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a break right now, Brad, and then we'll come right back.
All right, thank you.
I'll be right back following these messages. Hi, I'm back with Brad Summers, the director of the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Welcome back, Brad.
Thank you.
I know you have an exciting story you want to tell me. I've been holding you till the second segment, but now I'm going to let you go. Tell me your exciting story.
Well, we had 2 club members who were 10 years of age apiece. They were up at a baseball tournament in Lincoln, Michigan, a couple weeks ago. And they took it upon themselves to bake cookies, to bake brownies, bake cakes, and have a cooler full of water for all the hungry baseball players and the thirsty baseball players. And they took it upon themselves to actually run a fundraiser for the club, not telling me anything that they were doing. And they came back on the next Monday after the tournament with with cash for a $100 donation to the club. And these are 2 10-year-old kids that really, the maturity level of these youth is just unbelievable. They've wanted to get in the Youth Volunteer Corps program for quite some time, but our age
Not old enough.
They're not old enough, but boy, we're definitely going to grab them and bring them into the Youth Volunteer Corps once they turn the 11-year-old age.
And that's just an example of the kind of youth that you have at your club. And when you go online sometime and look up Boys and Girls Clubs of America and see some of the famous people who began their careers or began, with the mentoring and the volunteerism and the support that you get being a Boys and Girls Club member, it's amazing. And I know you've had some wonderful youth that have gone on in college, fabulous jobs, and a wonderful board of directors that supports you greatly in the community.
Yeah, that's one story that'll stick with me for the rest of my life. Just
Yay.
Just seeing them, the picture, and just seeing what they're capable of doing, and what the kids believe in the club. And the kids are really, they buy into the programming, they love the staff that works with them, and just for 2 kids to do this out of the kindness of their heart, it's completely heartwarming.
Yay! And now Youth Volunteer Corps, you mentioned that briefly, but that's something that'll be starting up again once school starts.
Yep, Carissa Kern, who is one of the new hires, she'll be running the Youth Volunteer Corps program through the Alpena High School here. And she's going to do a wonderful job. She's already leagues above where I was when I ran the program before I took over as the director. She's very excited to get out there in the community and make partnerships and continue the partnerships that we currently have.
Okay, and as we've talked before, Youth Volunteer Corps, you think of volunteering. You know, when you start a college application or you're looking for a job, what a wonderful thing to have to list. Colleges want well-rounded youth that they know are going to be, you know, good citizens on campus. And when you're out looking for a job, they say, well, you don't have any experience. Oh, yes, I do. I was on the Youth Volunteer Corps. Here are some of the businesses I worked with and the things that I did. A way to garner references in your community, too.
Yeah, it's actually in the tenure when I was the Youth Volunteer Corps director, it was amazing how many college people that recruit for the colleges called me to ask about references for the kids, and it was great because I had a lot of great things to say about these kids because they're leaders in the community. They're pillars. I mean, they're
Yes.
you know, wherever they go, they learn these resources and take it to whatever community. And to have, you know, a kid with a 4.03 grade point average that may not get into a college, but because of, you know, being in a leadership program like Youth Volunteer Corps, you know, it puts them a little bit above. It
Yes,
gives them
it
just
does.
that little added boost to get into maybe that college that they want to.
Yay.
And you can actually gain high school credits through the program.
Yes.
For every 50 hours that you perform, you can actually earn a quarter high school credit.
Perfect.
So it helps out with, you know, kids that may have to miss school sometimes, or maybe are just behind on credits. They may have failed a class. This is a program to help them get back on track to graduate when they're supposed to.
Perfect. And now I know you're going to be operating a smoking cessation class.
Yes, our smoking cessation class runs every Monday. It starts when school comes back on. So actually the first class will be September 9th because we won't be there on the Monday when
Right.
school starts because of the Labor Day holiday. But it's a great class because it teaches kids the resources to quit smoking, understands the actual, you know, health implications that go with it, and the benefits of not smoking. You'd be amazed at, you know, how many youth are experimenting with tobacco use in this community, and for us to be able to provide this service in conjunction with the court system is wonderful, and it's just one more great thing that we can provide this community.
Okay, and then your mentoring program, that's going to be up and running again too, and you're going to have your high school bigs program, your traditional matches. I guess I just would like to throw a shout out there to people, you know, what a wonderful thing. When I was a lunch buddy, I thought I was doing it to help my person out, and I was the one that got the benefit of it. I mean, having someone be so excited to see me and want to spend an hour with me every week, wow, that was a high that's pretty hard to get anywhere. And I know that I made a difference in his life. His grades improved, his disposition improved, his behavior improved, everything improved at school and at home. So if you have an hour a week to spare, you know, come on, give them a call, 356-0214, and ask how you can become a member of the BIGS program, the Lunch Buddies program.
Absolutely. You know, and the generosity from people like you who, you know, step up that want to help out these kids, it's great for the club, and it's great for the community, and you know, it's a win-win for everybody.
And you know, the traditional program too can be a grandparent, can be a parent, a single parent, it can be you know, it can be any kind of a match. It doesn't have to be your traditional mom and dad bringing a child into your home. There's kids on a waiting list. You know, come on down, find out. You do training, you do background checks, you make sure everything's safe. They make sure you have the training. If you have 1 hour a week, 1 hour a month, 1 hour every other month, we'll take you. We'll be glad to have you, and you can make a difference in the life of a young person in your community.
You're right, and you know, we have a lot of priorities that we abide by when it comes to the kids, but safety of our members is on the top of the list. We'll never put a kid in harm's way. We'll never put a parent in an uncomfortable situation in regards to mentoring. But yeah, safety of our members is definitely the #1 priority that we have.
And that's why I said, you know, just stand outside and listen to the laughter, because we don't let people come in and walk around the club. I mean, even parents that want to come in and peruse it ahead of time, you're going to make sure there's no kids in the club when you bring somebody in and give them a tour of the facility. Very important, and I know you abide by those rules and they don't bend.
Yeah, and you know, we're welcome to anybody coming in before 2 o'clock during the school year if they would like to come in and do, you know, have a walkthrough of the building, kind of see what we do there, and meet the staff. We're definitely willing to meet anybody from the community.
Okay, I think there was something else on our list we were going to talk about, but it's escaped me right now. Did we?
Youth Academy.
Youth Academy, yes, thank you.
Yep, Youth Academy, that'll also be starting up September 9th, and it's kind of a boot camp type program. You know, we have our new mentoring coordinator, Casey. She will be running and helping supervise the program with the help of probation officers from Alpena and from the sheriff deputies, Eric and Joe Smith.
Okay.
They'll be helping out as well with Bobby Allen and Sarah Benjamin, who are the parole officers. And you know, it helps kids get referred to us from the courts, and it's not just for kids that are referred from the courts. Sometimes kids want to just kind of get in shape for a sports season, or just want to have some general, you know, athletic program that they want to be involved with. And we're welcome to any of those kids that want to come in. The more, the merrier. But it's a great program. It's a lot of fun, even though some of the kids may not think it's that much fun, but they're actually learning a lot from doing things.
Oh, and I see them all summer long out and about, and they're having a great time. Well, we are out of time. I want to thank you very much for being here. I'll look forward to talking to you next month.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
356-0214. You got any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Jointon following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Jointon, president of Alpena Community College. My guest this morning, welcome back to Nancy Saya, associate vice president of academic and student affairs at ACC.
Good morning, Olin. Thank you for having me.
Well, we've gotten through the first week of classes in the fall semester, and everybody's sort of all sorted out which classes they're supposed to be in and found the room numbers and the locations and so on. So congratulations. I know it's a lot of work on your part and the others in your office to reach this point. I always said that leading up to the first week, it's everybody's job to get students into the class in good condition for learning. And that includes placement, financial aid, orientation, all kinds of things. But it's great to be at this point. And again, thank you for your efforts. And to follow up the first week of class, we have an event coming up this Wednesday to welcome the students back. Why don't you tell us about it?
Sure. It's called the Welcome Back Bash, and we love doing it. This will be our third year doing this. If you're a resident of the community, drive down Johnson Street, you'll see the big tent in the front yard and hear the loud music. And we want to welcome our students back to Alpena, and also our new students welcoming to Alpena. And this is an opportunity where we give our staff and community people a chance to come together. And we've had really good luck with our community people. I can't say enough about Andrew, Mike, and Janet Pierce. They bring Jimmy John subs nonstop, free of charge. You know, this event features food, music, good camaraderie, everything, all the makings for a great party. And it's also an opportunity, you know, also we have Boland's Jewelry. They lend us their spinning wheels so the students can spin and win prizes.
Now, will there be anything to drink? Maybe we better clarify what kind of bash this is.
Yes, a bash. What would a bash be without a keg? You know, so yes, we're going to have a keg of root beer. And Jimmy Garrett's Party Store is helping us with that. And we're just really excited to do this, that we've had great fun with this. We've invited community members. PNC Bank is another one that has helped us out greatly. Mike Nunnally and Vaughn Bleeker have solicited other stores and sponsors to help us bring food and their wares to the community so we can introduce ourselves to our student body, you know. So
well, that's great.
The other thing too, I guess, Olin, I want to mention too, is it's a chance for students to find out about our student groups. And there will be a table there with Phi Theta Kappa. We just started up a new veterans group, and so any veterans in the area that would like to come and check out what we might have for veteran services, I certainly invite them for that. We'll have a new student nurses group there as well that they can, you know, any students looking into the nursing program, come on and see what that entails. And of course, this is all put together by our Student Leadership Commission. So that's kind of it.
Well, that's really good. I come from down south where we pride ourselves on the Southern hospitality, but ever since I've been up in Alpena, I've taken the word Southern off the hospitality description because it's every bit as good up here. And I want to thank you and all the participants and the sponsors for making it happen. You know, this is not just a little bit of fun in the middle of the day. It does have a very important connection to student attitudes that relate to persistence and feeling welcome on campus and being connected to people on campus. We know that the difference between a student who sticks around and a student who gives up, as occasionally happens, is some kind of personal connection. Someone talk to them. They are part of a student organization where they have peers that have expectations of them, that want to see them there. Maybe you could expound a little bit more on that.
The other thing too, you know, speaking, we have a couple other groups, you know, like our Association for Lifelong Learners. You know, they've been invited to the bash, and they usually like to come, have a hot dog or two, and they can connect and meet with our new students. And you never know, they can form a mentoring partnership. You know, that's always an opportunity. And our university partners as well, Ferris and Northwood University, will also be there as well in case students have questions on furthering their education and what we can do.
It's all about making connections and kicking off the school year in a uplifting way, and so again, thanks. We got 2 or 3 minutes more on another program of yours, the Passport for Success.
Yes, yeah, I just want to show our my withered passport here, but yeah, it's a new initiative that we've started through the Student Services Center, and it's something we have branded and packaged, let me put it that way, all of our workshops. And so we have workshops that are all free of charge to our students, and maybe if they want to bring a parent, a friend, you know, that's fine too. They're no more than 30 minutes in length. Our first workshop on procrastination will be coming up this Tuesday at noon. And the workshops involve note-taking skills, test-taking skills, an orientation with what our library can offer, an orientation on maybe you don't know where you're at in your degree completion. So we have a degree completion workshop.
I'm a little puzzled because I'm so impressed with the maturity level of our students. I mean, does it ever happen that our students put stuff off or show up for a test having forgotten to study for it?
Oh, absolutely not. In fact, we've kind of watched our student body, and that's where we've got the fodder for these workshops, because we thought, what can we really do to help our students succeed? Right. And you know, helping them succeed is one of our greatest joys, and we love nothing better to go to graduation and see all the students, you know, getting their degrees. And these type of workshops we put together, so hopefully they'll take advantage of them.
They're free 30-minute shots in the arm that will help a person get organized, maybe address some issues or barriers to success.
Exactly.
That's great.
And we advertise when they're being held, right?
Yeah,
you
how
know,
will they find out?
Well, we'll just walk in Van Laer Hall. There's a big sandwich board right there, and also right by the Student Services Center there's a sandwich board that highlights when's the next workshop, what's the date, the time it's going to be.
Now, the Student Services Center is reached by going into Van Laer Hall and taking a right. Is that correct? All the way down. That's where the tutoring takes place.
Yes.
Just so people know where to go for those workshops.
Yes, and thank you for mentioning tutoring, because that's another very important thing we offer.
Well, thank you very much for being my guest this morning and for all the terrific work that you and your colleagues do to help our students be successful and feel welcome on our campus.
Thank you, Olin.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.